So, after Extreme Rules, it seems that Liv Morgan has adopted a very Harley Quinn-ish like persona. Now, some people will make comparisons to when Bliss did the same thing, but if you were to ask them to compare both of them as of right now, they would probably go with Liv, because Liv seems to be doing what a Harley Quinn-like character should be doing. And that's basically losing her mind, and not just losing her mind, but willing to inflict pain not just on others but herself. In other words, she thrives on it, she thirsts for it, and she wants more. No matter whether or not it makes sense in the grand scheme of things, she just wants more. Now, we've already seen her take out Sonya Deville twice, last week and last night. But the question obviously is, what is this all leading towards? Is this leading towards her being part of the Wyatt Six faction, if it is a faction? Possibly. But I think more than likely we all know what it's leading towards from a match perception, and that is Rhonda Rousey. We know it's leading to a rematch with Rhonda Rousey, and it's another rematch that will be contested under Anything Goes. Basically, Extreme Rules. That's what it's leading towards. That's what it's leading towards. And you can't tell me otherwise. You can't tell me otherwise. Now, how we get there is the obvious question. But I think if it's not at Crown Jewel, which will be too soon, I think Survivor Series is a great destination. One, you're going to give it time and time, throughout the weeks to be built up and built up, that being Liv's new out-of-her-mind character, to the point that you have to essentially get her to confront Rhonda. And how you get her to confront Rhonda? Well, you have her probably cross lines that normally she wouldn't cross because she's losing it. But what would be one of the lines to cross? And I thought about this. I thought about this with Liv, and I figured, why not have Liv cross a line that we've seen some wrestlers, male and female, cross or attempt to cross just to make it personal on screen, or just to goat the person they want to face in a match into said match and to put said title on the line if they're a champion. And I think that's the line that Liv is going to have to cross, and probably will. And what I'm alluding towards is, we know Rhonda has her own personal RV trailer, right? We know that. So what if Liv shows up outside of Rhonda's RV trailer? Rhonda's in the arena, but yet in the trailer is maybe her husband along with their child. So who's to say Liv doesn't show up outside of it and starts banging on it, banging on it, let's say with a bat or something, and it gets Rhonda's attention, and you play up the fact that Rhonda's husband and their child is in there, and it's scaring the child, it's frightening the child. What if you have Liv go to that kind of next level, if you will, to get the rematch? Because to me, that might be what happens. Not saying it will, but it might be what happens. And I could see Rhonda saying, okay, fine, I agree. Stop, stop, you're scaring my child. I agree, you'll get your rematch. I could see Rhonda agreeing to it to protect her family, to protect her daughter. But I could also see Liv in retaliation saying that it's not good enough, that she wants more. And I think I believe what it could lead to is Liv demanding that Rhonda not only face her at Survivor Series in another Extreme Rules match or Anything Goes match, which she could promise would be more violent than the last time, and maybe finally get certain spots in that they couldn't get in the previous match. But I could see Rhonda, agreeing not just to that, but then agreeing to a stipulation set by Liv that not only is it going to be another Extreme Rules match, but it's going to be pinfall only. And I don't think they do this part, but for an added bonus, I would have her say not only is it going to be pinfall only, to where you have to pin her, that being Rhonda has to pin Liv to beat her, But, she has to basically put her maybe in a straitjacket. Maybe you add in a straitjacket stipulation because it's the only way to contain Liv right now because she's losing it. Or you have Liv say, hey, it's going to be an Extreme Rules match again. It's going to be anything goes. It's going to be more violent. But on top of that, if I beat you and get back my title, then you, Rhonda, can no longer compete for any championship ever again, as long as you're in WWE, unless you, Rhonda Rousey, admit to the world that no one is to blame for your failures or the fans turning on you than yourself. To me, I think that'd be a great additional bonus. I don't think they will do it, but it would be nice to see because you have several stakes on the line. Not only do you have, the SmackDown Women's Championship on the line, not only do you have the stipulation, if they want to add it, of if Liv loses, she has to be put in a straitjacket and taken away to get help. Not only do you have the stipulation that it's pinfall only, which means that pretty much Rhonda's got to, go, basically stray away from her known repertoire of submissions and knockouts and all that. But you also add in the other stipulation for Rhonda that if she loses, not only does she lose her championship, but she can only get a rematch again if she starts taking responsibility for her failures on herself and not blame anybody else. So we'll see if that's what happens. But again, more than likely, like I said, they're heading towards a rematch between Rhonda and Liv, possibly a Survivor Series, with it being another Extreme Rules match or Extreme Rules style match. And also I see them making it pinfall only. Now they could change it up and say, well, we've seen tables, we've seen chairs, we've seen Liv climb a scaffolding last week like the ladder. Hey, we could get a TLC match out of this. And that would basically be out of Rhonda's wheelhouse because she's never been in one, and it's more in Liv's wheelhouse than Rhonda's. But I don't know. I don't know what the next step is, but obviously it is leading towards a rematch because I think what's going to happen is it's going to be noted to Rhonda that Liv has a rematch coming. And right now, many people believe that was giving her that rematch and a possibility to get her title back might be the only way to salvage Liv, basically bring her back to sanity, if you know what I mean. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But again, to me, this is leading to a rematch with Rhonda, there's no doubt. I will give Liv credit. She is killing it right now with this version of herself because she needed, according to a lot of people, she needed something to get over, and obviously this is doing it more so than anything. But we'll see. We'll see what they do with Liv's character moving forward, if you will, in the coming months and everything. But there's no doubt in my mind that Survivor Series will get in a rematch between the two. We are going to get a rematch. And it's either going to be another Extreme Rules match, which will probably be just a bit more violent than the other one and have spots in there that they wanted to do, but couldn't originally. And also, I think if it is another Extreme Rules match, it's going to be pinfall only, which will be, which storyline-wise plays more into Liv's wheelhouse than Rhonda's. But if it's not Extreme Rules, then I think it'll be TLC. So the rematch is coming, and it's either going to be another Extreme Rules or TLC. We'll see what they do. But again, I got to give Liv credit. She is killing it right now. She is. So I'll give her that credit, and I can't wait to see what they do with the rest of this storyline with her character. But what do you guys think? What do you think of the Liv Morgan becoming Harley Quinn on WWE right now? Where do you see this heading? Do you think it is heading towards the rematch with Rhonda? Do you think the rematch will be another Extreme Rules, anything goes, pinfall only like stipulation? Do you think they might add the additional stipulations of, if Liv loses, she gets straitjacketed. If Rhonda loses, she can't get another shot at any titles until she takes responsibility for her actions and not blame anybody else? Do you think that might be what happens? Or do you think maybe because of what we've seen Liv utilize over the past couple of weeks, that the rematch will be TLC at Survivor Series? Let me know down below. Comment if you like. Live chat during the premiere. Like the video. Super chat, super stickers are open during the live chat. And super thanks at the premiere. Check me out at BW Rose's Discussions or your audio podcast locations except for Pandora. Patreon.com says BW Roses with the $1, $3 tier. Also check me out at Venmo at Brian-Roman-2 and Cash App at BW Roses 98. Also check me out at VENMO at BW Roses for content you can't get anywhere else. Also check me out at DeviantArt.com, says BVW 1979, BVW 1979, and also check me out at my Teespring store as well. But until next time, guys, I will talk to you all later. I got to get ready for work now. But until then, let me know what your thoughts are, and peace.